Alright, what's going on everybody? So early this morning, Spider-Man PS4 fans woke up to an early Christmas present from Insomniac Games, which was the highly requested Sam Raimi Spider-Man suit. Yes, the webbed Spider-Man suit that everybody loved from the original Spider-Man trilogy. And now that it's been released, people are happy, but the conversation has switched to, were gamers acting entitled and toxic? Those two words are the combination now that people use. Were gamers acting entitled and toxic and harassing Insomniac Games over this suit? Because there's a line. There's a line between straight up, harassing a developer for something and just, requesting or asking, right? And let me just say, everybody knows I'm all about complaining, okay? I will complain about anything as long as it is justified. I don't care who doesn't like it, who has a problem with it. Anybody who knows my channel knows if I don't do anything else well, I complain. So I'm pro complaining to get what you want, to get the changes you want, to get the, the additional things you want. I'm all about complaining, okay? I'm here for that. But like I said, there's a line. And I was kind of cynical as to what exactly were the motivations for Insomniac Games doing it, because it's pretty much became clear that this was something that they had planned prior to the release of the actual game. This is what the community manager of Insomniac said, and I'm going to read his tweet in a second. But like I said, I was skeptical and I was cynical. Because everybody, before he made this statement, everybody was giving, Insomniac Games the credit and the benefit of the doubt of, oh, they've been working on this for months. And I'm like, wait, they didn't make a statement yet. How do we know this? Do we have any proof of this? I'm just saying, I just didn't know if this was any other studio, would y'all be giving them the benefit of the doubt, assuming that they've been working on this suit well before the complaints and before the game was released. I'm like, how do we know this? They didn't say this. But then the community manager came out and said, today's release was ultimately in the works for months and started before the base game was even released. But as you note, due to the complexity, there's red tape and all that stuff, we could say absolutely nothing, right? And okay, there's still I'm still a little cynical about things because, like I said, I'm just trying to keep the same energy. Now, I know all developers are not created equal, but I just try to keep the same energy with most developers. If this was another developer, we would be like, y'all bullshit, y'all lying, y'all ain't been planning this since before, right? But with Insomnia, and I'm going to believe him, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but like I said, we don't have any absolute 100% proof that they've been working on this before the base game was released. He could be saying that, but like I said, I'm going to believe him. I don't have necessarily any reason not to, so I'm going to believe him. So whether they had planned this in advance or it was a response to people complaining doesn't make a difference to me, because I'm like pro complaining, as I said, and I'm not playing Spider-Man anymore anyway. I got the platinum in Spider-Man and traded that thing in immediately, so I didn't care about any of the DLC. But also, speaking of the DLC, it didn't seem to make the situation better that people were requesting this Sam Raimi suit, alongside the fact that a lot of people found the DLCs that were coming out, the 3 DLCs for Spider-Man, pretty disappointing. That seemed to be the general consensus, that they weren't anything great, right? So the demand for the Sam Raimi suit, and I guess the harassment, because there was some, seemed to increase. And now everybody is just trying to have this conversation of, listen, you got to understand that, Insomniac Games, they're people to imagine what they were going through, because they've been planning this Sam Raimi suit and they always had planned to deliver it, and you have all these people harassing you when you can't say anything because you're trying to work out the deals. There's a whole bunch of politics and red tape that goes into something like the Spider-Man Sam Raimi suit, probably. And I will say, because Insomniac delivers so much on what their fan base and gamers want, they're probably one of the last developers in the industry that deserve to be harassed. No developer should technically be harassed. I mean, we've seen developers be harassed, you know, sent death threats and a whole lot of outlandish wild shit. None of them deserve to be harassed. But if we were going to make a list of developers that you should harass, you know, Insomniac would be, you know, pretty far back on you know, on that list. And I think, you know, some of this just comes with maturing, because anybody knows me back in the day, I had no filter, I was a savage. If there was something in the game I didn't like, I would go right to Twitter and start saying anything and everything to that developer. I did not care. You know, I would try to get in contact with you in any type of way and say everything I felt. I didn't care that you were a person. I didn't care how you felt. I didn't care about all that. All I knew was that there was something in your game that I didn't like, and I'm going to use the most colorful vocabulary and call you all the names in the book so you could get how I really feel about the situation. But you know, I'm tamed now. I'm the tamed BG now. I'm calm now. I'm more mature. So, you know, it's just, there's just a line. You just learn not to do things like that. And I think you know, gamers just simply have to learn not to cross the line from requesting something to harassing a developer and being quote unquote toxic and entitled. So yeah, let me know what y'all think about this, and make sure you hit the like button to support, and I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.